Russian man like inside the dark, call me Bill Snatcher. Just the brother for the rapture. I hang glide, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a garden and start killing. It's manifesting. The God's work like appliances, dealing in my sleep like a lot.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, manga chapter 68. And in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about why Shikamaru's big brain plan, where he was able to manipulate not only Amado, but also Code, deserves a lot of credit, but why it's also something that should have you very alarmed, because Shikamaru has decided to play a shogi tactic that the last time that he used it, it ended up in death. So getting right into it, Shikamaru, a lot of people such as myself were worried, like, man, Shikamaru's acting a little OOC, out of character. You know, he's in a situation where he seems like he's being played by the beat of the drum by Amado. This doesn't seem like the guy that was thinking 20 steps ahead like how we are used to. The fact is that Shikamaru, he's been observing, he's been collecting data, and him wanting to go alongside Naruto when it came to confronting Code, it wasn't just a situation where Shikamaru's like, hey, Sasuke's out the village, I'm the only one that can go with you. People such as myself were like, well, there are people stronger than Shikamaru who could assemble with Naruto and go. What can you bring from a combat perspective? Well, what Shikamaru did by going out there, they had no idea that Code was going to be out there with them, but Shikamaru took that opportunity to gather more intel. And as he was held in close proximity to Code, it was one of those things where he knew he was being marked, but he was also comparing the information that Amado gave to not only Shikamaru and Naruto, but the other four Kage, and he's lining everything up to try and see if what Amado said matches up with Code's actions. He's gaining information about his jutsu with the claw marks and etc. And what you see in this manga chapter here is that when Shikamaru goes into that lab to confront Amado, he doesn't know that he's being watched per se by somebody like Ada, but in the back of his mind, he's already kind of considered the possibility that Code is talking to somebody who might be able to see the situation, or at the very least, because now that he's marked, there's a possibility that Code is able to hear or even potentially see everything that is going on. So what Shikamaru does is he takes this opportunity to go into a confined space with Amado, knowing that while he interrogates Amado, Code will not be able to help himself, because they all know that Code needs Amado alive in order to get his limiters taken off. That's something that they're well aware of. And what I like right here is that Shikamaru acted like he was an idiot in order to put together a nice trap. And based off of Amado's reaction, Amado in this chapter kind of makes it clear that he himself wasn't even expecting Shikamaru to have made as many moves as he did. And this is where we have a little bit of a problem right here. So remember that shogi move that I said earlier on, like, yo, Shikamaru made a shogi play that the last time he really used this play, he ended up getting somebody killed? Well, that's the climbing silver. Shikamaru was acting like a chess player. He sacrificed something in order to take advantage of the situation and better his positioning. However, that's exactly what climbing silver is. In this case right here, you could argue maybe he uses Amado as a knight. However, the thing on is that he put himself in position to where he might have gotten himself killed if Code just went right for it. But by doing something this risky, this bold of a strategy, what this ultimately allowed him to do is to get further data to see exactly how smart Code is. Because if Code was smart, he would just kill Shikamaru instead of just knocking him across the room. He wouldn't take the time to just be talking and yakking it up with Amado. He would torture him right there on the spot and try and force him to get the limiters taken off instead of taking his time and getting the advantage. And what that shows you is that Shikamaru was able to confirm Amado's data was right. Code is an idiot, because the smart person would just take out Shikamaru, grab Amado, yank him through the claw marks, and then be done. But that's not what Code did. Code is relishing in the moment, which further proves that the guy's an idiot. And by also going into this room where Amado was held at, Shikamaru knew that there was a Delta clone in there that had been reprogrammed, and by using that Delta, it allows Shikamaru, somebody who can actually take on Code, who is strong enough to take him down. And that's just one of those things where it's classic Naruto in the sense of it's the move hidden behind the move. Code fell for the same trap that Tamari did, where Tamari in the Chunin exams when she fought against Shikamaru, she was too focused on what was in front of her that she didn't realize that Shikamaru had already planned out the next 5 steps. Shikamaru planned everything. Step 1, interrogate Amado in a confined space where you are completely isolated from everybody else. Step 2, if you get intel from Amado, great. However, the primary purpose is to get Code to come out of that claw mark. Step number 3, as Code is engaging, see whether or not the guy's an idiot. If he is shown to be an idiot like how Amado said, then you can go into step 4, which is to bring out that Delta drone. And then step 5 is to bring in Naruto for reinforcements, because now that you're in a secluded location, you don't have the situation that you're in before where Naruto wasn't able to actually go into the battle and help to fight off Code because they were in a situation where Naruto's own son was dead, and so Naruto's completely checked out. Naruto, for good reason, wasn't able to hold up his Sage Mode because Sage Mode gives him the ability to sense life force. Naruto likely, very likely, sensed Boruto's life force diminishing and going away. That's why his Sage Mode was snapped out. That's why Naruto's so mentally in shambles when that happened. Now, everything is isolated. You have Delta, you have Naruto coming as backup. Code's not going to be able to get away in the mind of Shikamaru. That was a 5-step plan. Also, they could get the opportunity to capture Code because that was their #1 objective before anything else. Now, Ada being there is a miscalculation on Shikamaru's part because Shikamaru thought that Code was trying to escape. He didn't think that he was bringing Ada in there, and Amado has not displayed any type of information about Ada, so they weren't able to jump to that conclusion right then and there. That's the one miscalculation that Shikamaru made. It's going to be a huge miscalculation, but his plan was pretty damn brilliant. Like on a scale from 1 to 10, this was a very well thought out maneuver right here. Shikamaru, he didn't just regrow brain cells. He's got several of them, and it's just showing that he doesn't have to be the strongest person, but he does have to be the smartest and the sharpest. Amado, he still doesn't trust him. Amado could have told him the truth that Code was an idiot, and then Amado still be distrustworthy. That's why you hear me say a lot of times that in certain situations, both things can be true. And this is a perfect example of it. Amado gave them good intel. The intel allowed him to come through with that trap that he laid on Code. It allows him to test out the combat capability of Delta. However, everything can be moving in the way that Amado, up to a certain point, was actually thinking about it. I think we're all in agreement that he didn't foresee Ada showing up. He didn't foresee Code being there, but it's basically one of those situations where Shikamaru knows that he's hiding something and he's using this opportunity to get all that intel on what that could actually be. So, I mean, this was good, man. This is a good moment for Shikamaru. This was a trap. I know the idea of, well, Code can just pull Ada and Damon out those traps again. He doesn't know about Ada. When it comes to Damon, he saw Damon reflect that ability, but that was one time. I do think that there is some miscalculation on Shikamaru's part, but for the most part, this was a solid plan in my opinion. But I want to know from you guys, man, what do you guys think about Shikamaru? Do you guys think that this is the extent of his plan, or do you think that there is something else on tap for Shikamaru right now? Let me know down in the comment section below. So always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Have an awesome day, guys.